So after backing a certain person as they try to destroy JD's life and livelihood, Warner Brothers, they have been exposed and wrecked. See, a former marketing executive with Warner Brothers Entertainment launched a lawsuit. This started in 2018, by the way, alleging gender bias against the company, also saying that male members of senior management, they went as far as to harass her. And when she brought this stuff up, she was told that this was silly, that it was unimportant, it was uncomfortable to address, and then she was unceremoniously fired. Now, Warner Brothers' response to this, it's fascinating, by the way, because at first they denied, and they want you to believe that, by the way, they're not responsible for this, but even if they were, even if these claims were valid, well, she wasn't fired for that. Oh no, she was fired for legitimate reasons. See, Warner Brothers, they wanted this person, they wanted you, and they wanted a courtroom to believe that this person was fired because they showcased an email to a vendor in violation of a non-disclosure agreement, even though when you look at the documents, they involved non-confidential documents that were commonly shared in creative agency industry, aka they fired her for a reason without having any reason at all. Now, you and we're going to talk about this today, and again, remember, this is the same company that allowed someone's life and livelihood to be wrecked. Why? Because they listen and believe, because they stand with accusations. Well, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, we should return the favor. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. Warner, looks like you need to clean up. Some skeletons are falling out of your closet. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And to note, right from go, we do not know the settlement terms. They have not been divulged. They probably never will be. But we do know how this came together. We know that Warner Brothers could not fight these accusations off. Yeah, having a little problem there, aren't you? So this lawsuit, it came together October 2020. It was talking about late 2018, saying that rather than investigate and address concerns with quote-unquote appropriate changes, Warner Brothers, they decided to retaliate against this person because they brought this up at all and fired them under quote-unquote false and pretextual reason. Now, this lawsuit, by the way, it alleged many a thing about Warner. Many a thing, by the way, they say that they stand up against, including wrongful termination, gender discrimination, retaliation, failure to prevent discrimination, retaliation and harassment, and fair pay violation. All of that, it was included, and much more. Now, Warner Brothers' answer, that really stuck out to me and got the old noggin jogging, because at first, Warner was adamant about their innocence. We didn't do any of that. None of our employees would do that. Again, this person, they were fired for valid reasons. Later, though, they add something else. They say, even if that did happen, though, even if all of those claims were valid, none of that stuff would matter. Why? Because this person, they were fired for legitimate reasons. Reasons, by the way, that don't hold up under scrutiny, not at all. That's why they ended up settling, but more on that in a few minutes. Now, as far as the person that Warner Brothers is trying to invalidate with this, by the way, we're not talking about some rank and file nobody. I mean, number one, this person, they were with the company for quite some time. Number two, they had worked their way up through the rank and file. And number three, Warner Brothers, apparently they trusted them quite a bit. Let me read this to you here. I mean, just drink in who they are. So this person, they were hired in 1987 as the Secretary for Director of Marketing Services. And from 1989 to 2001, they were promoted at least 5 times, including to the position of Vice President of International Marketing Services in 2001 and Senior Vice President of Worldwide Theatrical Marketing Marketing Services in 2008. Then in 2014, and again in 2015, Warner Brothers increased this person's responsibilities. Then in 2018, they were elevated to Executive Vice President of Worldwide Marketing Services and Head of Marketing Services, and they were asked in the first quarter of the year to oversee the consolidation of home entertainment and theatrical teams with a goal of saving the company money. Now, this is where she alleges problems begin, because she says after months of assessing home entertainment spending, she concluded that significant production changes were needed, and she said that she needed to merge two teams into one creative agency. Quote, "This change prompted a swift and hostile response from the home entertainment division, where an old boys club comprised of senior male managers resisted plaintiff's new leadership role over them." Now, she alleges that those group of male managers, they sought to undermine her decisions and block access to information crucial to her ability to achieve cost-saving goals set by Warner Brothers. Now, later in 2018, she complained to her direct supervisor and to numerous executives and members of HR that she was being subjected to gender bias and harassment by specific male members of senior management. Her concerns, she states, were dismissed as quote-unquote silly, unimportant, and uncomfortable to address. Now, according to her, this is when the retaliation starts up and begins to escalate until in November 2018, it basically comes to a head. She's accused of misconduct, including noncompliance and violation of a non-disclosure agreement. And again, you have to really think about this person's position in the company. 1987 until now, they've worked there. They are working in the upper rank and file. And I mean, looking at this reasoning here, yeah, again, it gets the old noggin jogging, doesn't it? Now, she also says she was later, quote, aggressively questioned in an accusatory, sexist, and harassing manner. Fast forward to the eve of her firing, where she thinks that something else is taking place. Why? Because she gets an email from HR saying that her complaints, they would begin to be probed. Quote, as part of this purported investigation, she and witnesses to the conduct, they were told not to speak with anyone regarding the subject matter of this investigation. However, no witnesses identified by her were investigated. She knows of no corrective steps taken according to the suit, which alleges, quote, the pretense of an investigation served only to silence her and her witnesses. Fast forward to December 20th, 2018, where she's fired. Why? Because supposedly she has shown an email to a vendor in violation of a non-disclosure agreement, even though this involves non-confidential document, one that's commonly shared in the creative agency industry. So, you have a document that gets the rounds, but hey, this lady, you gotta get rid of her. You gotta get rid of her now. Why? Because she's speaking up about problems, and the people, they don't like that at all. Again, Warner Brothers isn't supposed to be like that, though, right? After all, they stood up for a certain nameless person. They let JD be wrecked and all. Again, I think that speaks more to who they are behind the scenes than anything. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work, so thank you. You want to help out the channel in a different way too? There are links in the description. You know you want to click one, so check them out. But you being here, that matters, so thank you. I appreciate you sincerely. And until next time, we will see you soon.